Scoop. On the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRVE.
It's brought to you by Taquerias Arrandas. Okay, I'm going to tell you this Peter Jackson story in a minute. But first, we got to cover what Eric was saying. You were watching Zombieland, yesterday?
Yeah, I was watching. Well, before I do that, though, I want to just give a quick plug for myself. I'm going to be at Shell Federal Credit Union in Cyprus today.
Okay.
What time? 3 to 5.
Well, it's nice. You're going to go over on errands, but anything real you're doing there? Besides just your own deposit?
I'm going to be making a deposit. You can hang out and watch me open up an account.
Now, where's this location at again?
344 Northwest Freeway. So right there in Cyprus. I go to Cyprus maybe once every 2 years. So.
And hey, we want to give big love to Shell Federal Credit Union because they've always helped us out with all of our fun money contests that give you cash, like the Secret Sound and things like that. So find Eric today.
Of KRB and the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Big time. What time are you going to be there?
3 to 5.
3 to 5.
Shell Federal Credit Union. Okay, so what did you see that has ruined you? I wrote mine down. We all written it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want me to say it first?
Yeah, say what it is.
Okay, so I was on TikTok. I never even thought of this. And then I started watching, after I watched what they said in vehicles, I was watching Zombieland. I'm like, oh, dang, it's true. They don't put the headrests in cars. All headrests are taken out so they can see the people in the back. Because think about it, most of the time when they're doing a scene, they got 4 or 5 people in there. You can't see their face if you got that headrest. And how weird does a car look without a headrest? It just doesn't look right. So now, every time I look, like I was watching Zombieland, they're all driving down the road, and they did one scene where they each take turn driving, and there's no headrest there. It's just
hold on, I gotta go back and watch 4 seasons on Netflix and see because Tina Fey is driving a Ford Expedition.
Yeah, watch it.
Tell me there's headrest in that.
Now, the only time I bet there could be is if there's 2 people.
Okay.
Because you don't have to see
if someone's in
the back seat.
Yeah.
All right, that's not what I had in my bingo card.
They're going to take those out.
That's what I wrote.
Is that what you wrote? No headrest?
You got it?
No headrest.
Oh, wow. Did you see that TikTok thing or you just noticed it?
I think I saw someone say it somewhere, and then I started noticing it everywhere. If they turn around, you don't see a headrest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote, always in TV and movies, the doors are unlocked. They never lock the doors. You will always see that stupid. If it's the one you can see, it's visible.
Like the old school.
The doors are always unlocked in TV and movies. It drives me crazy.
Stop thingies.
Yes, it drives me crazy. So I had unlocked car doors as my thing.
What would you say, Ryan? Because people are texting.
They don't have the rearview mirror.
That's what people are texting that
because they would show the cameraman.
Yeah, or
they don't have a rearview mirror or headrest and unlocked doors.
I've never seen, like most of the time the rearview mirror has been removed. It's not there.
If they're doing a shot where the guy's in the back seat, showing them like talking to each other from their back, I could see. Yeah, plus it ruins the view too.
Right.
That's why the
it
headrest
obstructs it.
Anything that obstructs the view. So.
Funny because there's a rear view.
So hopefully this will
obstruct view.
This will ruin people now when you watch.
So unlock car doors, no headrest, and no rearview mirror in car scenes.
There's one thing that annoys me in TV and movies.
And they don't wear seatbelts either.
It's especially when it looks so unbelievably fake in the background, where they're sitting on a soundstage. And I think the movie Airplane really made fun of that the most. Remember where they're driving and all of a sudden you see cowboys and Indians behind them?
Well, the thing that drives me crazy is when I used to watch soap operas, it would make me crazy if there's a scene in a car and you just see like the light of the headlights passing them of the passing traffic. This light keeps spanning on them. And they look at each other for too long while they're driving that I know a car crash is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Because in real life, when we're driving, if we looked at each other that long, we'd for sure wreck.
Yeah, you can't look at each other for
They look at each other
seconds.
too long. I'm like, you're looking at each other too long. You're looking at each other too long. You're going to crash. Anyway, so now those are things you can all think about. And I'm adding, they don't wear seatbelts either on there because people are texting us that. Okay. So Peter Jackson, who has made millions of dollars on the Lord of the Rings books trilogy, all the things. He's got multiple Academy Awards for his work. He is originally from New Zealand. I just feel like this is what you do when you have so much money you don't know what to do with it. Because he is trying to turn into the old man from Jurassic Park.
Oh, no. What's he going to do?
The old man in Jurassic Park, which is a fictional movie, I get it. But the old man in the original Jurassic Park that started it all is a guy who was like, we extracted the DNA of dinosaurs from mosquitoes that were stuck in sap in the fossils. And now we've got their DNA and we have dinosaurs. There is a reason dinosaurs are extinct. Because we cannot live with them. They will eat us. They will kill us.
Well, they were gone for millions of years before we ever appeared on the planet.
But still, there's
if
a
they
reason.
were here, they'd probably take us out.
We're done.
A
We're
new
done.
cut of meat.
Yeah, we can't live with dinosaurs. T-Rexes and us don't get along. There's not enough electric fences to keep them contained. So Peter Jackson and his partner Fran Walsh have now donated $15 million to an effort to bring back an extinct bird called the giant moa. It is a huge flightless bird that went extinct around 1500. Now, he is all about reviving this extinct bird because he said if you're a New Zealander, you know the fascination with the moa. Every New Zealand school child has a fascination with the moa. The movies are my day job, and the moa is the fun thing I do. So he's trying to get the moa, I guess, recreated
what do they look
somehow.
like?
And they kind of look like ostriches, but not as ugly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the feathers aren't as big, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, but this thing gets really big. It looks like almost like not a pheasant.
What's the purpose
What's
of
the emu? Like maybe an
emu legs, like those
Yeah.
turkey legs.
But
Do
they've
people
got
eat
pretty
them?
thick legs like an ostrich.
Well, they're not around, right?
They have like
No,
the
the emus and the ostriches.
what's the
People eat
herbivore
ostrich.
dinosaur from Jurassic Park that has a really skinny, long,
Brontosaurus.
the Brontosaurus, right? Has a really long neck that can eat the plants and the trees.
Okay.
So it has like that kind of a long neck, thick neck. And it's kind of got like an ostrich body, but not as ugly. The ostrich's neck isn't as thick as
If
the
this guy's
moa's.
looking for something to do, why don't you try and make a movie under 2 hours?
Oh, no. It's impossible. He took
guy-
King Kong and turned it into a 3-hour movie.
he did.
How do you do that?
giant
One
moa.
island getting 1 hour getting to the island, 1
Yeah.
hour on the island, then 1 hour back in New York.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember that movie is my son was old enough to finally go to a movie that was not a kid movie.
Listen, let me tell you how
King
you know.
Kong?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I could actually take my
I
son
had
to a
no
movie
idea.
that's not
This is
a
crazy.
He is-
Winnie the Pooh or all that SpongeBob crap.
Well, listen,
He's worth $1.7 billion. He could
he's
do
got
it.
money. 15 million is nothing for him. Here's how you know, like that's how bad the movie is. When I was living on the East Coast, I had two neighbors, like two guys who were roommates across the hall from me in my apartment. And so these were my go-to guys. If I had something that scared me or something like questionable, I would go knock on their door, and we see each other all the time. So one of them was pretty cute, and my friend was visiting, and she doesn't even know what Lord of the Rings is about, but she had nothing to do, and they're cute, and I just saw it's gonna be 3 hours. I am not interested in Lord of the Rings type movies at all.
You would not like it.
And I thought that guy was really cute. That guy came over to my apartment and said, "Hey, y'all want to go see the new Lord of the Rings movie tonight? It's the midnight, special sneak preview."
Oh, my gosh.
Blah, blah, blah. And I mean, no matter how hot that guy was, I was like, absolutely not. I don't care how
You
hot
get
you
home
are.
at like 4 in the morning.
I am absolutely not going to Lord of the Rings. I will sleep in Lord of the Rings.
It was good.
And so my friend went because she had nothing else to do. She was there on vacation visiting me. And so she goes with the two guys from across the hall. And she came home when I was getting up for work. And I was like, oh my God. She goes, that was the longest thing ever. And she goes, I think I fell asleep 3 times. It's so boring. I didn't even know what that movie was about. And they were just looking. They were like on hills, and they were looking for things. I laughed so hard. I was like, oh, the things we do for cute boys, and even that wasn't worth
Hey,
it.
think about it, it's 3 hours, but then you got to add
The previews and all the
Previews, all that
things.
stuff.
Trailers.
And the drive
oh.
back and
there.
forth.
You
Oh,
could,
yeah.
you could drive to Dallas.
It was so
That's
bad.
true. I mean, that's 5 hours out of your day
I'll
almost.
be like, I'll kiss my honey goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch Lord of the Rings. You're going to go to Fort Worth to TCU to see somebody. By the time you get there, I'll be getting out of here.
Ever since that, I've had zero interest in even trying to watch a Peter Jackson film because I know he always goes way long, and I'm like, it's just not my game.
No, the other thing is whenever in movies, when something happens on the news, like what? Turn on the news right now, and
It's right there.
They didn't miss the story;
Yeah.
they're right at the beginning of the story.
That's right. It's right there.
Another
Remind me
person
someone text things that they see.
texted. Yeah, in the movies, everyone's always side by side booth sitters for the camera.
yeah, but that's,
You're side by side booth
which
sitting.
sucks because that sends out messages that people think that's normal, but you're
Oh,
not
right.
normal.
Oh,
Side
there's
by
nothing
side.
wrong with it.
Booth sitting.
If you want to be a weirdo,
Well, I sat.
Or
here's-
you want to hear the person you're talking to.
Well,
if
here's
you,
how.
if you can't hear from
Across the
across
table.
the table, then you got more problems.
I do.
And I'm so hypersensitive about the side by side booth sitting. My son, who's 10, and I had gone to lunch, and my husband was going to meet us, and so he wasn't there yet, and so I was going to have my husband sit across from me, and have my son sit next to me. So like the first 10 minutes. Maybe 15, because Tasso was on the other side of town. For 15 minutes, it's just me and my 10-year-old side by side sitting. And I thought it's so weird. People are probably looking at us. I'm so hypersensitive about it.
Boy,
thinking,
she's really protected her
why
kid.
is she right next to her kid? Like, she can't just be across the table from her kid.
Hey, if we go back to that guy across the hall, because someone said you said cute 3 times.
He was cute.
Now, did you ever get any more like dates? Go on a date with him?
No, because, and you know what's so crazy? When I was leaving that city and we had this big party, I was thinking, oh my God, he's so cute. Like, I don't know. He just was really attractive, but he was not, available or the timelines didn't shake out. But one of my friends really liked him. And then Girl Code came into play.
Because you had dibs.
I didn't really have dibs. I never said to her, that's my cute roommate. I don't remember his name.
Can you really have dibs if you've never even talked to the guy?
Well, if it's the person that's like your go-to. He and his... I remember Andy was the other guy who wasn't as cute as him.
Sounds like a rom-com in Philly.
Yes, it was. And Andy is the one that, like, they saved me. Like, there was a guy who banged on my door at 2 a.m, scared the living hell out of me. And, I'm a single girl living in Philadelphia, and there wasn't all the technology we have now. And it scared the hell out of me. And when I went to my, like, the little peephole in my door to look, it was a guy in a hooded sweatsuit standing there.
Unabomber?
And it scared the hell out of me. And I called them, and Andy answered the phone, and I just freaked out. And I said, there's a guy in the hallway. He just banged the hell out of my door. I don't know what he's doing. He's just standing there. And Andy's like half asleep. And so then he knocks the door, and he was like, Roula. Yeah, I opened the door in like a sitcom. I opened the door. I grabbed him by their shirt. I pulled him in, and I slammed the door. Like, what did you see? What did you see? What did you see? And he was like, I didn't see anything. I don't know. Maybe he had like a wrong apartment or something. I go, no, he violently banged my door. Like, he was like, get up.
All right. That was just a move. She didn't have it.
Yeah, it was him.
She just pulled me up. He took the hoodie off.
No.
He threw it over
He put on the disguise.
threw the hoodie across.
We're taking this to the next level.
And you brought him into the house.
Yeah, but no, nothing ever happened. But yes, he was cute. And my friend who liked him a lot, Girl Code is weird. Because I guess to your point, you have to kind of have dibs. If you're talking to your girlfriend about a guy, if I had said, gosh, I just really hope, let's say his name was Steve. Isn't that weird? I can't remember his name. Oh my God, Steve is so cute. I just want to go out with him one time before I move. If I don't stay here forever, I want to go out with Steve at least
So just
one time.
because you
if I
liked
had
him-
said that, that'd be dibs. I would just say,
Yeah, because they know
I got the cute boys across the way that are like my go-tos. They're my they're my saviors. They're my helpers. They're my brothers.
So when some women hear that and they go, oh.
Makes him more attractive.
Yeah.
Is that what they say about wives or women? They don't want to brag about their husband or boyfriend.
Yeah,
they're
because then
afraid.
another woman's like, oh, you're so perfect. Mm.
Then they want them.
And then they find out they're just messing around with them, and then they go with mistress.
Maybe that's a clue there. So guys that are lonely or they're trying to meet somebody, you basically hire one of your friends to really brag you up like, oh, he's really hot to other girls.
Yeah,
and that
that's-
somehow makes him attractive.
Yeah, because it's like if you're with a pretty girl, they think, oh, wow, that guy's not that attractive, but he got her. So
He
maybe.
can get that.
Yeah.
Sidebar.
Maybe I should be looking at him.
Speaking of trying to make somebody jealous, you know how I only watch movies on airplanes, and I had like 25 hours to watch movies. I picked Anyone But You, the one with Glenn.
I haven't seen that.
Not Glenn Campbell.
Not Glenn.
Glenn Powell, we keep doing this.
I know there were 2 L's. My brain almost went there. Glenn Powell and Sydney
Sweeney.
Okay, so I had so many choices on the plane,
Which that was
going
in the
to
news.
Greece and coming back from Greece.
Did you hear that? When they were filming that, his girlfriend wanted to go see him, and he goes, yeah, my agent and I decided you probably shouldn't come here because the vibe would not work. It wouldn't make... She wouldn't say the name,
The
but...
chemistry?
They're figuring it's not
Oh.
movie. Like, because they're trying to keep the hype up that they're dating. Remember back then?
Oh, yeah, because there was like a thing
okay.
like, are they or aren't they?
And Glenn was trying to get his career going.
Yeah,
and he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't want you. So she said, screw it. She flew there anyway and dumped him.
she dumped him.
Wow.
Okay, well, let me tell y'all, since I hadn't seen it,
Yes.
and I hadn't heard anything other than this movie was meh. I don't feel like it was like anything amazing.
Okay, gotcha.
I am sitting in the plane. My son is next to me. We were in the 3 in the middle. This plane is a 333. So it's me, my son, and a stranger because my husband and my girls are to the right of us. The screens are not small on the airplane. When you're going overseas on that 14-hour flight, they are not small. You can see what everybody's watching. So my son's watching like, Bluey or something. I don't know what he was watching, some cartoon. And my screen is there. And there's a scene, like
Bluey?
nobody has warned me about any dangus.
You watch Bluey? Your old Bluey?
I'm not getting the joke.
Move along.
Okay, there's a scene where the Australian hot guy is taking a shower outside, but nobody has warned me that there's any nudity in this film. It doesn't even say on the thing. And usually on like United, they'll edit
They edit that
things.
stuff.
Because Bad Moms had a lot of edits. I never saw the real Bad Moms because I saw it on the sanitized. My freaking little boy looks right at my screen when this dude is washing himself at the swim shower and he's talking to Glenn Campbell. I mean, Glenn
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Glenn Powell, and you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen the movie, you know what he does. He does this thing, and my son goes, Mama, what are you watching? I was like, oh my God. I'm like, cover
And your son's got a loud voice, so he puts it.
Mama, what are you watching?
You
And
watching
I'm like,
porn,
I'm so embarrassed. It's the Australian guy. Oh my God.
Down. in H-Town on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRVE.
A little warning on the
Alrighty.
nudity people in airplane movies.
This is brought to you by Techus Fiber. So we are doing something again today. The donation drive continues for
last day.
The Texas Hill Country
Flood relief.
flood relief. And, we're looking for cleaning and recovery supplies, bottled water, baby formula, personal hygiene and care items, emergency supplies like batteries and flashlights and tarps, pet supplies. Don't forget our furry friends. We need everything from kennels to pet food to kitty litter, you name it.
It's going to start here at 9 o'clock at
Yes.
Crime Stoppers.
And that's at 3001 Main Street. We're good with Typhoon, Texas. They're at capacity. They've filled everything up there. Thank you for everybody out in the Katy area for coming on out there. But if you're downtown, Eric, you brought up a good point the last couple of days. Get the office to pull everything together. Make a big drop
There's only
off.
10,000 people that really live downtown.
Yeah.
All right, so race to
Most
drive
people
in there.
drive in, so maybe you're driving in right now.
It's
Because-
3001 Main Street. 3001 Main Street. It's 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's the drop-off location for flood relief efforts. And I will add another note. I'm sure that, Crime Stoppers has all their stuff together. So maybe if you have a company that has chainsaws or giant machinery where people know how to use it and they can get in touch with the right people in Kerr County, they need to move the debris in an organized way, and somebody tell them they need people who know how to do that as well, because it is a long search for
It's going to be a long
time
time
through all that
because
debris.
right now they're actually urging people do not touch the debris on any private properties until given clearance, as the search team still need to check for piles of possible victims. Right now we still have 161 people missing. So that's a tremendous amount of people. Our thoughts and prayers go out with to all the people in the Texas Hill Country. But you can make a difference today. Crime Stoppers, 3001 Main Street, right there in Houston, starting at 9 this morning, going through 4 this afternoon.
And you're talking Roula, you and I were talking last night, and there's something that happened on your trip. We should talk about that coming up next.
It's a warning for anybody going on vacation in another country, or really even here. This could happen. This has happened in Texas. I know it has. People think this is going to be so fun on vacation when I get one of these, and disaster strikes. It can happen anywhere around the world. It can happen here in the States, but especially around the world, you need to know this little lesson. So I got to share with y'all this crazy thing that happened to us in the mountains in Greece. Next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.